How long ago was that? That was
Stonehenge built at the same time period, around 3000.
See,
crazy.
same time period. So stone monuments.
That's the
although
one that,
the Stonehenge is a little more. Those stones are like really heavy, so for people to lift them and
yeah, I know
stack them,
that's
it's like
the craziest shit.
how would they actually? Like pyramids,
Very good upper body strength.
Pyramids, I kind of get how you start at the base, right, and you just work your way up gradually. But then they're still lifting the stones up with like people say, oh, they had like thousands of slaves doing it. It's like at the end of the day, like
A lot of
why?
slaves probably
But why
died, I
though?
bet.
Hey, it's like why? Oh, these are gonna be so cool in like a couple thousand years. People are gonna be like, ooh, they thought aliens.
Old
Like those
Pharaoh was just like, what's going to really up in about 4,000 years?
Yeah, King Tut's
We'll
just
build
like
these big-ass triangles in the middle of the
for
desert.
no
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, you know what? We like cats. Let's get a cat. We'll put a big cat. A big cat with a human face. Yeah, that'll them up 4,000 years from now. I don't know. So we're always talking about Joe Rogan, but I think it was Joe Rogan, or it might have been my friend. Could have one of the two. Someone was telling me that
You're friends with Joe Rogan, yeah.
like doing hardcore hallucinogenic drugs.
It's not a good thing. And
No,
you
it's
should
not.
not do hard drugs,
You shouldn't
right,
do,
Dan?
You shouldn't do any kind of drug.
You
I
have
don't know.
experience, right?
No, of course not. Some people were telling me, and I've heard a lot of people say this, like hard hallucinogenic drugs, not like magic mushrooms, which are considered like naturally occurring, but stuff like LSD and salvia and DMT, which I'm not sure how that's different from LSD. See, I don't know much about drugs. Dan.
Of course.
But they always say things like it expands your consciousness and shows you the next plane of reality.
Oh yeah. So
It
you
sounds
think
like some
these
hippie bullshit.
you think these pharaohs did basically hallucinogens?
Maybe. I mean,
Saw the how to build this and then they did it.
yeah.
But like, why aren't there any like tools? Why can't we find? Because we can find like old tools from
I
like
don't know.
way back when. Like there'll be like stone chipper, or a little axe, a little the first draft of the wheel or what. It's like a little round. I'm sure.
Maybe
Like, how come we don't find any of those tools still hanging around? It's not like if it's they were made stone tools, they would just. I mean, they'd be like eroded or whatever, but they'd still be evidence of like stuff.
There'd be a big crane, a big stone, like a Flintstones crane.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
they used. Okay, maybe they did use the dinosaurs. Yeah, you're right.
That's right.
Or
woolly mammoths.
aliens. Aliens came, built these things,
Dipped out. They were like,
and like
"This
I'm ahead.
place
I'm ahead
sucks."
out. Yeah.
They went, oh, wait, we're gonna come back in 5,000 years when you guys have KFC. We'll come back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they haven't come back for KFC yet.
Well, maybe here's a conspiracy
because it's out of this world. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag please sponsor me.
Never will be.
As you can see, our video quality / audio quality has dipped significantly since the last episode due to
I want to talk about my theory.
Okay, yeah.
What if our tiny brains can't comprehend another plane of existence that we can't because our brains are so small? Sort of like
monkey brains.
I heard that koalas are so dumb that they can't in their brain process the idea that leaves pulled from a tree and put in a bowl are the same as the leaves on a tree because their brains their brain makes up like 2% of their body or something. They're stupid. That's what I'm saying. But
well,
what
I mean,
we're like that?
So you're. I mean, obviously, there's very possible that as we evolve, we're gonna get smarter just because we're learning things. But our literal bodies will evolve as well. And
but maybe
that's
our
not
brains
far-fetched. Well, far-fetched to say there aren't individuals that are,
like Alex Jones.
Yeah, like Alex Jones
is so far down into the future, or Joe Rogan.
True.
Or like half the people I went to Folk Fest with in my 20s who would tell me these things. I just think it's weird that when you talk to I don't know how much experience you have talking to dirty old hippies from Folk Fest or
not much.
Big,
I just go
big druggy losers, but people who mess with hallucinogens always talk about new planes of existence. That's what the band The Doors is based on.
The Doors of
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison's an alien.
Perception. The Doors of Perception.
Right.
Yeah, it's like isn't that based off of William Blake?
Oh.
The poem about, I don't know. Anyway.
Your Doors knowledge goes farther than mine, but
I'm a pretty big Jim Morrison fan.
All right. Well, I think we covered, about, what if aliens were real, what could we do? There was a thing I was watching the H3 podcast, and they had
a far inferior
they
podcast
had what's his name, Mick West, I think.
Tinfoil Hat podcast.
Yeah, no, Tinfoil Hat's superior. But they were talking about how we're sending all these radio signals out to to get aliens to respond to them, right? But do we actually want, people obviously want to, we want aliens to exist. I think that'd be really cool. But it's like, if they responded back to us, then that means they're capable of receiving a signal over so many light years away, because we haven't seen any planets that have, there are certain planets that we're like, oh, this is, somewhat habitable, but they're so far away. And if they do respond to our signals, then it's like, oh shoot, that's not good.
Oops.
Is it really worth the risk? Being like, hey, I want to see if aliens exist, but then they come and it's just like, either they destroy us all, take our resources and dip out, or they try to help us out, but then, they're just like, well, these kids are a bunch of idiots, losers, still haven't...
Can't even do space right.
You can't, exactly. Can't even, solve gun control. Why are they killing each other? But, what do you think? What if in a few days, NASA puts out a statement, we've received a signal from, what's the planet called that they're...
Planet X.
Alpha Centauri.
Planet X.
Well, that's Planet another
X.
episode. But what about Alpha Centauri? Isn't that the planet that they...
I know nothing about space.
Okay.
Other than it's really big and it's got the little dipster.
Yeah.
And the big
the
dipster.
sky, right?
But I'm saying you wouldn't want to put it in a tube either. It's pretty big.
No, yeah. What do you think would happen? What would your reaction be if maybe not Donald Trump, maybe Wolf Blitzer from maybe not him either. I don't know. What's a credible news source?
Don Lemon comes out.
Okay,
he
Don
goes,
Lemon.
hey, guys, listen. I don't really do this, but I've got some real news for you guys.
And then they play back the transmission, and then it's...
I don't think they would release it. It'd be like the most influential piece of media in the entire universe.
It would be... Well, it would be very similar. I think if that happened, it would be very similar to 9/11. Not as in
the devastation, but the response.
There'd be but the response, it would be huge, and it would be
it'd be exactly like in the movie Mars Attacks, and be a bunch of people would line up to meet these aliens, and then their big heads come out and they start ray gunning people. That's exactly what happened. Have you played Half-Life 2?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because that's what I was gonna say. You're talking about them stealing all our resources.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the exact same thing we do to the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this dope little tiny planet with all these stupid pumpkins. And they'd be like, okay, let's take all your water.
Well, so I think the best way to look at an alien invasion would be to say, okay, what would we do? If we went to an alien planet, what would the first thing we do? We would, try to establish if it's safe to...
Historically speaking, let's say that Colonial Times, let's use that as an example.
Right.
Let's pretend that the aliens, this is getting a little controversial. Aliens are the British.
Okay, then...
I'm just saying, that's if they're of similar mindsets than we are, why would they not come here, up, take all our stuff, and then murder the rest of us? That's probably what would happen.
It's likely what would happen, yeah.
If we found aliens...
Because we would try to be, empathetic with them, reach out to them. Perhaps they're a race maybe 1,000 years less advanced than us. Maybe they're in
But how would they
dressed up in night costumes and stuff? Okay, no, they don't respond. I'm saying,
what
if we find a lesser civilization? Then maybe we can...
We don't even have the technology to get to them if we do.
But I'm hypothetically.
Yeah, okay. So we open a door.
Yeah,
and
we pull
on the other side of this door is
interstellar.
like a Jesus era civilization of people,
Yeah.
and they're not very smart, and they look like us or they look different.
Okay, maybe they look like us, but maybe they have
purple skin.
Yeah, see, not all aliens have
eyes.
green skins or gray skin. They're like those elves in Skyrim, a bunch of gray skins, the dark elves.
Yeah. Anyway, so we find these people. I don't know. We'd probably be pretty mean to them. I think you take all their fancy shiny objects, all their like gold, and all their if they had any dead critters buried in the ground for thousands of years that have turned into liquid, probably just suck that right out.
Yeah,
we'd
like
shoot them all.
Oil or what?
Yeah, we'd kill them. We'd be like, "That's pretty cool. Wow, we found aliens, but look at all this
yeah, it'd be pretty
shiny rocks we got. God damn. Damn.
I don't know, man.
Oh, you know what they go diamonds. They got diamonds.
Like diamonds from Minecraft.
Yeah,
specifically Minecraft.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. What if there's like creepers? They just blow up.
Okay, but here's my big conspiracy theory. Remember the last part in Men in Black 1 where it pans out and it keeps panning all the way out?
It pans out and there's
what if
more
like
universes.
What if life is like that? Like or just some alien super science experiment, but like on a massive scale. He's like,
the simulation,
not a simulation, like an actual. But there's so much more. Not big, but
I mean,
like they can just like snap their fingers. They can
like Thanos snap it. Yeah,
you know what I mean. I could see that happening. Like, didn't Elon Musk say that there's like undeniable proof that we're living in a simulation because blah 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 blah.
I don't know, man. I think, life is fun to live, so live it while you can. And if Thanos wants to do a little snap, then
no, not Thanos. I'm saying, what if Earth and our entire universe is like sea monkeys to an even bigger alien creature that exists so far off the plane of reality that this is what Alex Jones talks about.
You're not on hallucinogens, are you?
No.
All right, we're reaching the 45-minute mark, so I'm gonna cut right to some good old. Let's bring it back down to Earth. Let's bring it back to good old Area 51, right where we started.
Okay.
Here are the most bizarre Area 51 conspiracies. And actually, I don't think they're really that.
How many of them
They're not really that, but there's only a few here. I've handpicked a few.
How many of them are aliens might be gay?
No, yeah, exactly. Bigfoot is a homosexual. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, so basically the first one is the Roswell incident, and that's what they're talking about. How
the weather balloon, you mean?
Yeah, the government claimed it was a weather balloon or like a Russian spy plane, stuff like that. At the end of the day, boo, that's boring. We want aliens, right? It's just not exciting.
I don't want them.
And but yeah, so I'm gonna get to the interesting stuff, which is right here. Weather control. This is another conspiracy. Huge areas of the U.S. suffer water shortages. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. There are frequent disputes between farmers, ranchers, and householders over access to water for all their necessary needs to filling, everything from filling swimming pools and watering lawns. I'm sure Hank Hill would appreciate having a good lawn mowed.
So where's the conspiracy part?
The conspiracy is that meteorologists at Area 51 are thought to have experimented with cloud seeding, where chemicals are dropped into clouds from planes to try to make them produce rain. Now this one is actually, I think, if not, maybe not like able to now, but I actually don't see anything too outlandish about, they're probably working on this right now. Like, oh, how can we manipulate the weather to, make it rain when we need to, so we can, produce food.
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist
of course.
Myself.
Well, just take off your tinfoil hat then.
Yeah, okay. And I can't mention this fella's name, but somebody I know is big on...
Lane Campbell.
No. Someone I know and talked to recently for an uncomfortable amount of time is telling me all these conspiracy theories about stuff like rain.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that this ties into Area 51 because it's a secret research lab, right?
Oh yeah.
He was saying for like the last 100 years, not just the American government, but every government in the world has had the technology to mass produce water, electricity, and to run cars off of electricity. And the only reason they don't do it is because it would create financial stability for people. Like people wouldn't be reliant on gas. Because we are, right? Like we need to eat.
That's
we need
like
to get to
actual
work.
the thing. Yeah, that's why they could. That's why it's hard to. That's why I think eventually that we're all going to be driving electric vehicles, but I think it's going to be very difficult for the transition because people are in it to make quick buck.
Well, the entire economy.
And Trump wants to take it back to coal. No, we're not going to get political. It's okay.
Yeah, you really dipped off. What has that guy ever done to you? That is a good man you're disparaging.
Trump probably knows if aliens exist, though.
They were like...
He like, can you imagine the briefing room? Like, he goes in there, he's like, so, where are the aliens? And they're just like, sir.
No,
there's actually no aliens there.
None.
We just, that's where we keep Jeffrey Epstein. Oh!
They give him an Applebee's menu for kids. The box of crayons, and they're like, here's your big day, pal.
Yeah.
Get to work. Oh, you're doing great, Mr. President. Yeah, dude.
He shows the picture, and it's like, Kanye and him. It's like, thank you, Kanye. Very cool.
Now, I don't think there's aliens, because if there were, 100%,
Trump would have
tweeted
about 100%.
100%.
Yeah. I think that definitely confirms it.
Just got back from Area 51. Wow, those little green guys. Gonna have to find a way to get them out of the country.
Yeah, those illegal aliens send them back to Glipglorp or wherever they're from,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Flip-flop galaxy.
I see Area 51 being like a testing lab because, they used to drop nukes in Nevada. Well,
it's probably just
Manhattan Project.
It's probably just for like planes and stuff like that.
But here's a non-conspiracy that's been confirmed. Did you know when World War II ended, Americans and the British and the Russians tried to split up as many scientists, try to grab as many Nazi scientists as they could, and that Nazi scientists worked for the American government and helped invent a spaceship. It's pretty crazy.
That sounds like a cool idea for a movie, eh?
Well, it's reality. We live in that.
Oh, well, then I'm still... Yeah, people make movies about real things, so it could happen. Anyways, I want to bring it back to just wrapping up that little conspiracy about the whole weather thing. I think, that doesn't seem nefarious at all. That seems like a good idea, and I feel like, in a couple decades, like that movie Geostorm, if you saw that movie in 2018, Geostorm,
I saw the trailer.
There's
that one scene that it's probably the one you're
a film where they there is a machine that basically manipulates the weather, and bad people get a hold of it, and they make it really stormy out and stuff. But
they just go around ruining people's day.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. They make a thing.
That's a way better
analogy. It's a way better movie that focuses on that. But that one I could see, maybe they don't have the technology now, but I can see them, scientists working on that.
What are the nefarious sides? I want to see.
So here are some of the more bizarre ones. This one's interesting. It's called the Majestic 12. Have you ever heard of that?
Dude, I played Deus Ex 1. All about the Illuminati, Majestic 12, black helicopters.
So Majestic 12 is basically the Illuminati. Is a I can't speak. It's a committee of U.S. scientists, military leaders, politicians, and civil servants. According to Conspiracy Nuts, the shadowy group was created by President Truman to manage alien investigations. Now, does this cross-reference with your video games?
Deus Ex 1, it's a multinational conglomerate. They're like an offshoot of the Illuminati.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole goal is, this is not about aliens. There are no aliens in that game, which is weird. But they invent aliens. I don't remember why. They just have... You go there and there's a bunch of gray aliens, but they're not... They're human hybrids or something. But... it's more of a Illuminati conspiracy. Yeah.
Well, I'll bring it back to the whole point that it's related to Area 51 is that was a key location for all the Majestic 12's activities, which are, wildly dependent on who you ask. Anything from weather control to, how to make the Halo energy sword. But bringing up the Halo energy sword, let's go to our next conspiracy.
That's a really well done segue. I like how
you.
you snuck that in there right at the end.
Synonymous with claims of alien tech autopsies at Area 51 are suggestions that scientists built futuristic weapons with what they found. So, what was the first thing the pioneers did when they discovered stone? Probably made them into weapons.
The pioneers.
The pioneers of their time.
You mean they were the trendsetters. Yeah, the first guy who invented a rock and was like, instead of trying to eat this, I think I'm going to use this as a tool. They were like, yeah,
tools are weapons.
Damn,
yes.
This guy. You see what he's doing with that rock?
But if you found this, they claim that from lasers that can vaporate a man in seconds to time travel gadgets, stories of machines built using alien tech stretch as far as the imagination can go. So the Halo Kneedler is definitely in Area 51, and they've definitely got it there.
Why the Kneedler? Why not the better plasma rifle?
Cool. Plasma rifle's pretty good.
Plasma rifle's
what about the
big pistol?
I haven't played Halo in a long time.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. It's just I don't have
an
an
Xbox.
Xbox.
You're a real gamer, are you? You play a lot of Minecraft. So do I. Though.
Minecraft's good. All right. Well, moving on from that. Here's the last one that I picked was future transport. Area 51 is said to be the central hub for an underground rail system that crosses the whole continent of North America. Now, this is what you were kind of talking about, right?
Does this tie into the tunnel people, or
yeah? So,
Can we talk about the tunnel people now,
but it's like a Area 51 people have created it. It's like a newer one. So, a runway known as the Cheshire Airstrip, named in honor of the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland, is believed to be visible only when water is sprayed on its cunningly camouflaged tarmac.
That sounds
so
stupid.
That's maybe what those chemicals are on the rocks. They're spraying special chemicals to see the tarmac because it's invisible.
Sounds like some Harry Potter shit. That's some Harry Potter shit.
They run through the 9 3/4. Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't that like in Harry Potter? They're like, you can't see Hogwarts unless you believe in Hogwarts. I don't
know, man. I gotta watch Harry Potter again. It's a good movie. But yeah, certainly extensive underground facilities at Area 51. That's pretty much a given. But many ex-employees have testified to this. But they say claims of huge underground railway are lies. So
I always think
they say it's lies, but what did they got on them, right? What did they got on them?
Well, I always think about this. Now, I work at a museum currently, and it's it's like a 5-person company, but there's a lot of upkeep that you need a guy from the outside. We don't have our own plumbing guy. There's a guy who has to come and do that. There's people who have to come and do the lawn. Like, whenever they say there's underground bases, it's too big of a thing. An entire network of underground caves. It's too big to be self-maintained.
Right.
And the government just... it's crazy.
Yeah,
when a toilet breaks, it's just broken forever. Like, who comes to install their toilets? That's not...
Well, yeah, they would have so many workers that at least one of them is gonna, tattle on them, eh? Like, that's the thing, is that...
There's always going to be a whistleblower.
Right.
Just because,
even if there's a guy that's like, I'm willing to die to let people know aliens exist, yeah, people are going to do that, of course.
Unless they threaten their families.
But yeah, those are, those are some of the conspiracies that exist. So, out of those few, which one do you think is the most realistic?
The secret testing weather stuff.
Oh, the weather stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to probably agree on you on that.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe not an entire network.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of work is where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to have a huge secret base.
Right.
And then, what about the flyover states? Is it there too? Is it every city?
Only time will tell.
What if it's the upside down from Stranger Things?
From Stranger Things, yeah. So
What
then
Can we talk about Stranger Things? That's about aliens, kind of.
no.
Did you see that last season? 'Cause
Yeah, I
was
watched it.
Not very good, in my opinion.
It was yeah, it's not as good as the first one.
Okay, what if the
Well,
government is
we're
trying to
reaching the hour mark, Dan. So I think we're
I'm
gonna
gonna keep going for the rest of my life.
It's my show, so I'm running it.
Don't send me home, Tanner. I don't like
No,
me,
it's
man.
okay. We can hang out and play Mortal Kombat later.
Promise?
But anyways, yeah, let's just wrap it up. This whole raid thing, I think it was really funny. I'm glad that it had a deadline to it, so it's like a boomerang meme where it was like a big when it first came out, and then people
Forgot.
kind of
Yeah.
forgot about it, and then boom, hey, it's
That's
2 days
what they wanted
2
you
days
to
until
think.
the raid, and it's like, here's the thing. I think they missed a big opportunity. They obviously, this gentleman who made the Facebook post like 3 months ahead, you think the people couldn't prepare for that in 3 months? They clearly moved the aliens to Area 52,
Right down the street.
which is in the underground bases. Boom. Bring it back, just like a boomerang.
I'm gonna kick it real for 1 sec. You know what's crazy? The craziest thing about all this, you know so many people got hyped to storm Area 51. There should be like an equal meme opportunity for things like universal health care. Like,
Yeah, hey,
that's the worst part. Is like they wasted it on like the most like, oh, let's go down and see the aliens, when it's like,
Well, no, it was a thing for like half a minute. Was when the rainforest was on fire. They said, "Oh, screw Area 51. Let's storm the rainforest with super soakers and
cans
put
of
it up." It's like,
the
hey,
iron bucket full of water.
that would have
from
been more.
underground.
I think that would have been people would have actually died though.
Yeah,
People would have definitely died
It's
there.
crazy that memes are like, this is completely off topic, but the power of memes, I mean, they got President Trump elected, if you think about it. So
Wow.
you get to the
That's another conspiracy for another time.
I mean, meme power helped, definitely.
Oh yeah, I think so.
It reached its
And
pinnacle when Hillary Clinton.
Did that Pokemon Go thing?
No, Pepe the Frog thing.
Oh, Pepe the Frog. You have a history with Pepe the Frog.
I do. Not a good one. For not to
That's
talk about it.
for another time though. But Dan, I want to thank you.
White supremacist Pepe
No.
the Frog.
Dan, I want to thank you very much for
hey,
making the
thanks for
trek
having me.
all the way from your house to downtown Winnipeg.
Sorry, it took me 3.5 hours to get here. My Google Map didn't work, and then also I had to go to the gym.
You know why? Because the government hacked into your phone. They didn't want us talking about it today, but they can't stop us.
Oh, it could be because
So
my phone is a piece of shit too. It's one of the two. It's definitely
one of the
first
two,
one.
yeah. But I'd like to thank you for coming out. I really appreciate you coming back, and hope we can keep doing some more episodes.
Yeah, really looking forward to the next one.
If anyone actually has any ideas for conspiracies,
Just not anyone else but me.
I've got a lot of ideas, but eventually they're gonna run out. So hit me up with any topics you want. Post them in the comments. DM me. DM Dan. Where can they find you, Dan? If you want to gain some clout on your social media presence or any projects you've been working on.
Guys, look, you can find me at work, or if I'm not at work, I'm at the gym. If I'm not there,
Which gym do you go to, and which one do you recommend?
I go to the Refit. Shout out to the Refit. It's
Yeah, that's where my
rich,
Baba. That's where my Baba
white
goes.
old people go. But here's the best part: the machines do all the work for you. You don't even have to try. You just show up and you get fit.
They got a little gym here. I could show you later, but I haven't gone yet. But I should probably go.
That's where you can find me, by the way.
What about on like social media? Dan?
At ticklish_cage. Unless you work with me, in which case don't go on my Instagram. It's not for you. Thank you for having me again, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
no
a
problem.
pleasure.
It's always a good time, and looking forward to another good episode of fun mysteries. We will be solving mysteries, debunking them, and having a good time.
Debunk nothing. We just made more confusion. That's okay though.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, and we'll catch you later in the next one.
We should get a
Cool
sponsorship
transition.
deal.